a case study of how we drove 25,000 additional monthly revenue for a brand, which is on average about $35,000 to $40,000 through one split test. Okay, this actually happened within the first 6 weeks of coming on board with us. Now, what I'm going to do today is just kind of run through the statistics of the actual test, why we ran it, and just sort of break down some of the other actual really cool things about this. Okay, so when a client comes on board with our service, which is our agency, PM Digital, we have a CRO service, and they get on average about 4 split tests a month. Again, it's not set in stone, but it depends on your traffic volume. Okay, so the brands have to be above 70,000 visitors per month for us to have enough volume to split test. Now, with this brand, they have at least over 250,000 visitors per month, which they actually have a really high order volume, which really helps us in terms of getting more stats that we need to hit in terms of order volume. We then have on average about 500 to 1,000 at least per variant, at least 10,000 visitors per variant, at least 2 weeks of data, and then managing to hit statistical power and MDE. Okay, so a lot of things there that we have to hit in order to sort of guarantee a winner. Now, I personally think with CRO, you're realistically only strategically saying how much it's more than likely going to win. Okay, so nobody with data can be 100% correct, but brands have to move at a quick pace, so we wouldn't want to start running tests for 2-3 months. It just doesn't really make sense. If they're trying to pay us to increase their revenue, increase their conversions, then it makes absolutely no sense for us to take a long time to do that. Okay, so this is around the threshold of most of our tests, so we'll get stuck into it now. So what we decided to do was a multi-tier threshold strategy on the cart. Okay, so we seen with this brand, the offer is very weak, the AOV was quite low. Okay, but there was nothing that they done on the cart which even showed their offer, which even like tried to incrementally increase revenue, tried to get a wee bit more revenue out of the ready visiting customers. They have about a 60%, actually about a 65% new customer rate, so about a 35% returning customer rate. So we were trying to tackle a new customer issue. Okay, so this test is actually including new customer data, which I'll actually show you through IntelliGems, and it was brilliant. So what we got for them was a 7.46 increase in conversion rate, 12.23% increase in revenue per visitor, £2.37 increase in AOV, and a projected additional monthly revenue at 25k, which across the year is about 300,000. Now that actually gets higher as we go to dollars, because you can imagine why. But I just want to touch on the AOV part. Now, what we done was, and this test is where most CRO agencies don't go into this detail. Now you have to go into this detail. We can't just turn around to this client and say, oh yep, there's a £25,535 additional monthly revenue added to your bank account. Not correct. Okay, what we have to do is work out COGS, work out all the extra things like shipping, picking, packing, all of these fees based off what we're actually giving away here. So we're increasing the free shipping threshold from around £30 to £50, or no, sorry, £50 to £70. We're giving away a free product at £80, and we're giving away a free product at £85. Now, you might look at this and think, why would you give away free products? Why would you do that? Now, we've increased the free shipping threshold so less people get it. Okay, we incentivize them by actually showing it in the cart, because not many people even know it. There's a wee measly announcement bar that has the offer, but that's not enough right now. That is not enough in most brands' cases. Okay, everyone must know your offer across the board. Now, what we done with the £80 threshold and £85 threshold was we gave away 2 products that are very, very, very low cost. Now, I'm talking below 50p types of costs. On average, the client sells them anyways for about £2.50, £3. However, this incentivized gifting and people achieving free products, they're achieving something, makes them feel like they're getting a higher perceived value than they actually are. Now, this isn't as I said, the actual additional revenue that they get. Now, we have to work out the COGS, all of these things. So we work them out, and it is pretty cheap. I'm not going to reveal complete numbers, but on average, the client is making 20 grand minimum profit per month extra additional. Okay, profit from already visiting customers. So we have paid for our service, multiple tenfolds already for the year if they stay with us for the year. Okay, this is within 6 weeks, might add. So the test overview is the duration was around 3 weeks. Total traffic 69.3 thousand visitors through 2 variants. Okay, so you can imagine about 30,000 per variant. Here's the breakdown. Control had 34 orders. Conversion rate was about 3.54%. Again, you can see all the data yourself. Revenue per visitor 1.89. Now we got the same amount of visitors, more orders. Okay, so incentivizing people to actually increase conversions and revenue, might I add. So increase conversions, increase the monthly revenue per visitor to, I think it was a 12% increase, so a really good return. And the AOV also increased, as you can see here. Now, the challenge with this brand is they have a high dependency on margin discounts. Now, margin eroding discounts. Now, they absolutely smash discounts all year round. So we have to slowly get them out of that, because A, that shouldn't be a reason why people buy. B, you can do better offers. You can't just giving discounts all the time doesn't even make you more profitable. It actually wrecks your P&L. So something that we're trying to do with brands across all of our CRO services is to improve the offer. Now we have a SOP within our agency of about 10 offers you can do. Multi-tiered discounts, threshold discounts, quantity break discounts. So buy 1, buy 2, buy 4, buy 2, buy 4, buy 6, whatever it is, and the discount gets higher. Now, we see quantity break discounts pretty much winning all the time, and they're doing super well. So over time, this could be something we do with this brand, because the thing we have to understand is that we really need to understand the customers. Now, we do understand these customers, and that's why we done this offer. They sell wigs, they sell hair extensions, and girls come on here, and we done some user testing, and they will come on to buy the same color that they have for each product. Okay, so if they buy a wig, they want a extension the same color. Now, one of the other challenges is going to be to get them the perfect match. Now, that's within our testing at the minute. However, we want to also give them free gifts that are going to actually benefit what they're buying. So one of them was a comb, and one of them was a brush. So you can imagine, quite handy to just get for free, really effective to use. They will use them on the things that they bought from the brand. So this is the thing when you're doing free gifts, you must offer them something that's going to complement what they've just bought. Okay, so that's something super, super important. Now, we have to do all of these things, because just running a test and say, oh, that's a winner, doesn't actually do anything. Now, you'll see this happening all the time in the industry, where people just throw around these test wins. Now, within this test win, especially when we're giving away products, you really do have to understand the margin. And we spoke to the brand prior to doing this. What is a really low cost product you can give away? Have you got enough stock? And these are things that they had tons of stock left over. So we just went and got rid of tons of stock. We have only offered it to the UK market. So bearing in mind they are worldwide shippers here, worldwide brand, and we've only done it to the UK market. So imagine if we tested across all the markets or implemented across all the markets, it could be huge. So you've got to manage the stock, you've got to manage the cost of what it's going to do, and know that it's low enough cost to try this out. Now, we ran into a few challenges. First of all, actually, I'll just go through the last part. Low average order value, again, we're going to try and increase that, but we've increased their average order value, but they're smashing discounts again. They're doing like 70% off, so there's really only so much we can do. So technically the discount to the AOV is actually double. Constantly doing promotions, internal resistance to changes. Okay, so this is a common thread we see with across brands, is they're scared to change their offer. Now, that's why we test it. This can be paused at any minute. Okay, so a few things had to happen, but it was really good that we planned this out really well. Now, the last problem we ran into, which a lot of brands actually face, is not testing their actual test. Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. Not testing their actual test. Okay, so not testing their cart. Now, the cart, people were trying to get free gifts from us, so we had to do some custom development to not allow people to get these products for free past one quantity, to not get back to the cart drawer or the cart page to add multiple quantities, and to not allow them to click in the free product in the cart and take them to that product page. Okay, so what we done, as I mentioned, higher perceived value versus actual cost, strategic threshold spacing, and everything that we done. Now this is the monthly. This is basically the impact. So over probably you could probably say over 300 orders, over 25k in revenue, 20k plus net profit. Now this is new customer acquisition. Now I'm talking. So this was combined. This is new customer acquisition. Everything basically went up. Okay. This is the lift we got, okay? The lift was 12%. This is the test. This is the control, okay? As you can see here, 0.4% increase in conversion rate on new customers, 2.37 average order value increase on new customers. Statistic validity, this is validity, sorry. This is all of the metrics that you want to see. These are the business impact analysis. Again, this is very vague numbers. I can't give away actual numbers here. But this is the key learnings as well. Like, I already touched on some of these things, but free shipping at an entry level where people are actually spending on average that amount of money. Their average order value is around that £50 mark, but that's not your actual average order value, and that's not the average. Like, you're giving away way too much. The brand's smashing discounts, they're then giving away a really cheap free shipping threshold. So additionally, what we will now do is test below and above them shipping thresholds to see what's the magic number. So if it's at 70 now, we could test 65, 60. We could also test high offers in the cart. Now that we've proven this will be a constant reiteration of this, and it works super well. Okay, this is where you've got to constantly be testing as a brand, because things change. You've got to keep implementing better offers, and offers scale brands. Offers are the difference between multi-millions versus a couple hundred thousands, okay? Now, the next steps, as I said, was we will roll this out to the traffic, monitor the threshold performance, and analyze like every single type of product that they're trying to buy. So I can imagine over time what we will do as well is we will have to change up the products that are being offered. We will have to keep it fresh. Probably won't do that every quarter. That could be the best shout, because A, the brand needs to buy the product in if they have to, and B, you don't want it to be a bit stagnant, okay? You want to keep things moving. Now, what we will also do is probably look at offers past £100, because there's some people spend, on average £100 to £200 on this brand site, yet their average order value is around 50 quid. So you can imagine the things that we have to try and implement there. Again, we haven't even started to do any product discounts, any product offers. This is just a literal cart threshold offer, okay? Now, what this basically tells me, and what brands should be taking away from this, is make data-driven decisions, increase your perceived value, strategic pricing of products, shipping, offers, everything, and test with conviction. We got pushback on this. If we hadn't pushed forward with this, we wouldn't have got this to happen. So it's super important that you remember that. We use IntelliGems, and I can actually show you some of the metrics here, okay? So on average, new customers, you can see the amount of visitors and orders here. There's a serious amount. We want to just clarify that it would work correctly, okay? The additional monthly revenue from new customers is unbelievable, and this is the returning customers actually nearly outweighed what we were trying to do. This has only recently happened, so it's we're trying to focus on new customers, and we can offer then to new customers, because if we do it constantly, then it makes no sense. Now, this is the power of making sure you know where your audience is, and these guys all their traffic is mostly mobile. Now, we optimize the cart for mobile primarily, but you also have to do, obviously look at desktop, but this just shows why you need to split your traffic and have a look at it. Now, you can really deep dive traffic sources then. So on average, we basically won on every single traffic source, which is not usually the case. You can kind of see some products that don't really work on certain areas, but the main thing is the main advertising is actually from Google for these brands, which is super interesting. So it's people that are actually looking for certain products, Google ads, all of these types of things, and they have a really large meta spend at the minute. So this will be going up. As you can see, the order volume is actually quite low compared to Google. That's probably because it's a traffic quality issue. But you're generating way bigger numbers from Meta, so you can kind of grasp how much of a successful test this is. And within 6 weeks, this is only one out of about 7 tests we have, and 3 others are winning. So you can imagine how much of a revenue ROI that is. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, click the links below. we can book a call. PM Digital is our agency. We're a CRO and Shopify development agency, and we will handle everything on your Shopify store. Okay, so thank you so much and appreciate you watching. Cheers.